In its quest to provide an open forum for discussion of controversial issues, this station allows hosts and their guests to express themselves without any significant censorship. You're advised that any views expressed by the hosts or their guests are not necessarily the views of Togi Entertainment or its partners.
Motherhood Incorporated proudly presents Military Mom Talk Radio live on TogiNet.com. Co-hosted by Robin Boyd and Sandra Beck, the owner of Motherhood Incorporated. Military Mom Talk Radio is here with a powerful platform for women to discuss their ideas, issues, and concerns with respect to the military lifestyle. Military Mom Talk Radio encourages you to share your experiences of being a military wife and mother. This show is dedicated to educating your family about the many resources that are available in both the public and private sector, and we'll be sharing helpful information from women all over the world. We'll cover everything military, from helping a family member cope with post-traumatic stress disorder, to navigating government programs dealing with family issues, to the struggles of deployment, along with being a working mother both in and out of the home. This is Military Mom Talk Radio, and here are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Military Moms, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Robin Boyd, and we have a great show today. We have Sue Pollard. She's both a Gold Star mom, a Blue Star mom, and she's going to update us on Operation Gratitude. And then we're going to welcome Debbie Gregory, and she's going to talk about jobs, about extending the VOW, Vow to Hire Heroes Act. We're going to talk a little bit about Gary Sinise and the Gary Sinise Foundation, and then we're going to talk about the Veterans Service Center. So we got lots to cover today, Rob.
Tons of stuff together, but we always do, and that's what's so exciting, because it's just a little bit of everything for everybody.
That's right. That's right. I have a rant today for military charities. Can I say what it is?
Oh, well, go for it, because we're not going to hold you back.
I'm going to put the call out to any military charity listening today that uses one of those, like, spam filters for email. I have had a couple of them over the past months, and it's really frustrating because I contact them from my public email, Sandra@militarymomtalkradio.com, and then I get back this, like, box B or, these email verification things, Earthlink has them, and, I was so annoyed today, I almost didn't contact the charity to pursue them, not only to, see if we can help them and have them on the show and help them raise money, but I was so frustrated. I don't know why people are doing this. You're a public agency. You need to let the public get through. That's my rant.
Yeah. A little more personal attention is what you're saying, huh? I have to say we are getting so automated in everything that we do, and I guess that's just part of what our 21st century has brought to us is the ability to have technology. I mean, 10 years ago, could you imagine doing what we're doing right now with this radio program or any of the programs on TogiNet? I just think it's a wonderful opportunity for so much fantastic information. All of the shows on this particular network are just amazing. And we would never have been doing this 10, 15 years ago.
No, absolutely. But my thing with technology is just because you can doesn't mean you should, because we can do a lot of things with technology. But making it hard for people to make a donation, that's all I could think of, Rob. What if I was on here to make a donation and you're putting me through my paces? It's easier to get to the guys at the Pentagon than it was to get through this recent charity.
We have gotten through to the guys at the Pentagon, haven't we?
All the time. They answer us back. The Department of Defense, the Department of Veterans Affairs. We've gotten through to politicians with a simple click of a button. Here's an email. We'd like you to, we'd like to feature you on the show. And, I just think people should think twice about whether they're protecting themselves or making it really hard for people like me, an honest consumer, to get through.
That's it. Well, we're going to have to maybe just find a way to get their attention a little more readily, huh?
Yeah, like blast them on the radio show.
No, we're going to find positive things to talk about. There's a lot of things going on around the country this week, I think.
There are. I know you got a lot of things to update. Why don't you give us a rundown?
Yeah, there's a couple of things here that you sent, and I found something down at MacDill, there's a job fair tomorrow, Hiring Our Heroes job fair. It's going to be tomorrow at Tampa, Florida, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Surf's Edge Club on Bayshore Boulevard. And if you need more information, it is at hoh.great, and that's spelled GREAT.net. It is for spouses, for guard, for reserve. So don't dismiss it as being just something for veterans only. And then we have something down in, where's this one? The Real, REEL, Cowboys.org is having something on the 27th. It's a Western Oscars show benefiting MVAT.org. And I'm clicking through to this foundation. It is supporting our military and veterans, and they are having an event this weekend. And I want to give you this website. It is REELCOWBOYS.org, the Western Oscars show. Well, this just sounds so fun. I mean, I can only imagine all that's going on. They've had golf tournaments. They've had, now this Real Cowboys is an annual event that they have. It's their 15th annual. And it is the Silver Spurs Award that they're going to have on this event. So I think that just sounds so wonderful. I encourage everybody, and I'm trying to find the neck of the woods that they're in, to tell you the truth, because obviously when we're talking nationally, we want to make sure that people are going to are picking up on the right quadrant of the country. And I'm going to have to get back to that. I have all of the information except the actual location. They're in Los Angeles.
God bless everybody for sending us in their updates. You know, I really appreciate all the different charities. I know OpGrant that we're going to have on today, Operation Gratitude, always keeps us in the loop. And we love, you know, when you send in your military family and support events, because when we have time, we'll read them. Right, Rob?
That's right. And I did just find it is right in downtown Los Angeles. So all the information will right in your backyard. It will be at realcowboys.org. Then there's also something on Veterans Day that is a fundraiser benefiting the Boys and Girls Club. And this is a military event here, honoring the military. Celebrity Arts Veterans Benefit. And it will bring Hollywood home. It's another kind of, boy, we're really into the arts this week, I think, with these things. It is a celebrity
dogs, cats, and horses, and bears, whatever we covered last week.
I know. We had all kinds of animals last week. This event is taking place also in California, I believe, in Ventura, and their website is bgclubventura.org. You'll find out more information there. Lots of good things happening.
There is. One thing that I really like, Rob, and I'm sure you've seen this too over 3 years we've been on the air, we're starting to see a lot of different types of groups getting involved supporting our military families. Like, you know, just with all this Hollywood stuff, you know, Los Angeles stuff. You know, a couple of years ago, it was really confined to really just a few people who had members of, you know, family members who were in the military or maybe had been killed in military action. It was, you know, a few staunch groups that had been around forever. And, you know, we really see a lot of support popping up from the darndest places. And they support everything from, you know, service animals to service members families. We've now seen it extend to service member moms and dads and girlfriends and boyfriends, because we've had shows a couple of years ago, Rob, remember when some of the military girlfriends and boyfriends were saying there's really nothing out there to help us, and we love these soldiers just as much as anybody. And I'm really proud of our country to rising to the occasion to serve all these different groups.
Plus, Plus, I also love the fact that we're networking and branching out. So many times, unless you were in a military community, you weren't aware of any of these other opportunities to be able to support either currently enlisted people or veterans in one way, shape, or form. Now, because we are networking so wonderfully, we're able to bring that military community out into every sector of the country. And that, I think, is important, because highlighting this awareness is absolutely essential. I think we need, I remember when I was in high school and I did write to people in the military. I had pen pals. I really enjoyed that. And I had a Vietnam veteran, he was enlisted at the time when I wrote to him. And I really enjoyed that. But, I didn't know much about what his role in his service meant. Now I think it is great that so many young people, it doesn't matter how old you are, you still need to know what their mission is and what they're facing, and how can we support them in any way, shape, or form.
Rob, they protect our freedoms. When I look at these groups, just the freedom to be a support group, even if it's an anti-military support group, not one of my favorites, but I respect, freedom of speech and all that. And, our rights, freedom goes both ways. But when they're out there fighting for our freedoms and fighting for these things that make it possible for every person in the United States to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that pretty much covers it all.
Yes, absolutely. And how lucky we are that we are in a country that we have these freedoms. So, I know that we might lose you a couple of times here, Sandra. I don't know. I just heard a glick in the phone line, so I hope we didn't totally lose you. On the other side of the break that we've got coming up, we're going to meet Sue Pollard. What a busy lady this gal is. She is involved with Operation Gratitude, one of our absolute favorite groups, speaking of groups that we like to honor. And we know that she's also part of the Blue Mothers group, as well as the Gold Star members, Blue Star Mothers and Gold Star Mothers. We're going to meet Sue Pollard on the other side of the break here on Military Mom Talk Radio. If you are looking to see hear some of our other podcasts, please find us on iTunes, always right here on the TogiNet station. And you can find us at militarymomtalkradio.com and Facebook. Be back in a moment to meet Sue Pollard.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd. And we'll be right back after these.
If you've ever been confused about the facts surrounding non-surgical rejuvenation and cosmetic plastic surgery, we're pleased to introduce to the Rockstar Radio Network audience, Spirit Lift, Plastic Surgery for the Soul. Each Thursday at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, host Kim McKenna and plastic surgeon Dr. Sadi Irfani will help dispel the myths surrounding this exciting field and lift the veil of mystery on a very important topic. With advances in nutrition and self-care, many of us want to look as young and vibrant outside as we feel inside. Plus, listeners will be able to call in live and share their questions and get advice on the air. A show where you will learn how to look and feel your best and be your best. Join us to have your spirit lifted on Spirit Lift, Plastic Surgery for the Soul. Each Thursday at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern on the Rockstar Radio Network.
Do holidays and celebrations get you down and leave you feeling frazzled? Then join Sandy Fowler and her guests on Heart-Filled Holidays every Monday at noon, 11 a.m. Central on TogiNet.com. Sandy will help you discover the secrets to having the celebrations you've always dreamed of while adding fun and meaning to your life. From Valentine's Day to Christmas to special family events, Sandy Fowler will show you how to put the fun and meaning back into those special days by taking a look at what we can do to turn the upcoming holidays into cherished memories. and show us how to allow it to intertwine with everyday life. For more on the show, Sandy, and to receive Sandy's Holiday Happiness booklet, go to heartfilledholidays.com. Then get set to discover the secrets to creating happy holidays and happy everydays by joining Sandy Fowler and her guests on Heartfilled Holidays every Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time on TogiNet.com.
Put a boot in your ass, it's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and a statue of liberty started shaking.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com. Covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sale at the BX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hey, Military Moms, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Robin Boyd, and I want to put a shout-out to Marcella Stretch, who spent the past 5 days in Florida with Semper Fi Sisters, and they packed over 1,000 care packages on Saturday, and we just love all these groups that make a difference with the troops, and one of the groups that we're featuring today is near and dear to both Robin's and my heart, Operation Gratitude, started by our friend Carolyn Blashek. And for those of you that don't know about Operation Gratitude, they are a big group now that sends over 100,000 care packages filled with snacks, toiletries, entertainment items, personal letters of appreciation to individually named U.S. service members. And they're at, I think, 857,257 packages sent, according to the ticker on their site. Their mission is to lift morale and bring a smile to the service members. They do a lot of cool stuff over there. They were honored by the U.S. Navy for its choice in Operation Gratitude as its 2011 Spirit of Hope Award honoree, which is really cool. They've got a battalion buddy program. We're going to bring those bears back, Rob. There's more teddy bears. We certainly need them to go around, and we are going to welcome Sue Pollard. That's a mouthful. I'm trying to get it all in there because I just think Operation Gratitude is so great. I want everybody to know how wonderful they are.
Sue, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So, Sue, we're going to talk about Operation Gratitude first, then we're going to talk about being a Blue Star Mom and a Gold Star Mom because you are wearing 3 hats today. We're so happy to have you here. Let's talk about Operation Gratitude. What do you have to tell me about what's going on with your holiday drive?
Well, this is the exciting time of year for us because we get to get together and send out care packages to our troops that are over in Iraq and Afghanistan serving our country, and they just get a little bit of home over there.
You know, that's so important. Rob, you know, you have talked a little bit about, you know, writing notes to soldiers in the Vietnam War, in the Vietnam area. What can you say about the letter writing campaigns and things that go in these care packages to our troops?
Are you asking me or are you asking Sue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm asking you, Robin, and then we'll go over to Sue.
Okay. One of the things that I think was so important back then was that was really your only way to communicate. We didn't have any other way. You did not have the communication the way it is now. But even with the communication now, and I think, well, Sue, you can kind of further this. I see when we send Girl Scout cookies over, we get pictures back, and I know that the guys and gals over there just are so thrilled to have a little something from home. And it doesn't matter what that little something is, it's just that it came from home, and it's just something to look forward to. Do you get a lot of feedback from people who are recipients, Sue, of your care packages?
Yes. We get a lot of feedback, and it's all positive. Some of these kids, and they're all kids that are over there, don't get mail from home. So when we send them a personalized care package, it just means so much to them with a little note telling them that we do care. Back in Vietnam era, I was in high school, and we did the same thing. But when our troops came home, we kind of turned our backs on them. But these kids, because of our Vietnam vets, they get to see that we do care what they're doing and that we are there for them. So
how does Operation Gratitude... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
That's okay.
I was going to ask, how does Operation Gratitude find the divisions or battalions or even just the individual troops to be sending to?
Well, Carolyn Blashek is just an amazing woman.
She sure is.
She just has these little connections, and I call it God connections because it's just basically word of mouth. It didn't start off that way. And granted, to get a care package over in those countries, it has to be personalized to a soldier or a Marine.
Right.
It just can't go to GI Marine or GI soldier. It has to go to a person. So she has connections. And then it's word of mouth. We now have our new web page that you can supply your children's names and or their friends that are serving over there. And then we log that in and we get them care packages sent out.
That's perfect. And I guess the reason why I did want to bring that up with the holidays coming, we oftentimes get these little notes or mailers, and I know with all of these youth groups, they will send out, there was, I know, an address to a hospital to send to wounded warriors or whatever, and you can't just send to a general address. You have to send to someone specific, which makes contributing to Operation Gratitude all the more important, because you don't want your efforts to just go to do the route in the APO boxes only to have to be returned again. So
exactly.
That's really important. Now, what's your schedule for these your packaging rallies coming up? I know Sandra has participated in these. Tell us what's coming up as far as your schedule.
Well, we are starting this weekend. Saturdays and Sundays we're open at the Armory. We work from 9 to 4, sorting items, packing boxes, adding labels.
And maybe we better specify which Armory, Sue.
It's the Van Nuys, National Guard Armory in Van Nuys.
Okay. The Van Nuys Armory in California, Van Nuys, California.
Yes.
Is there still time, though, if you're starting this weekend? Is there still time for people to send things in?
There's always time. We
good.
take donations year-round. We just do 2 main shippings a year.
Sure.
And one is our holiday drive, and the other is our patriotic drive.
And when's the patriotic
but we're always
drive?
collecting items, always.
Sure, I know
letters.
That. And
what are some of the items you need?
The troops love to get bubble gum, candy. They like to get silly things like deodorant, toothpaste. They could get that stuff there now, but it's just nice when it comes. They love nice, clean pair of white socks. Those aren't standard issue, but there's nothing better than these kids being able to put on a clean pair of socks when they've been living in their same dirty socks for weeks. We send them things like Beanie Babies, and that sounds kind of silly sending to a grown man or woman serving for our country, but they give them to the kids in Iraq and in Afghanistan, and these kids will tell them where IEDs are buried. So these Beanie Babies are being sent out for the greater good. We send T-shirts in the winter, we try to send warm knitted caps and knitted scarves. So that would be a good item to prepare this winter time. In the summer, we always send, the cooling vests and the cooling caps and the cooling neckties. We try to keep the stuff that we send for that time of year. Those little hand and feet warmers that they could put in their gloves and in their boots, they like those. They don't last a whole long time, but they're really good. Chapstick is always a plus. Scarves, because they have winds this time of year, and those winds are terrible. And it just keeps the sand out of their nose and mouth, and they just tie them up. And cards and letters. There's nothing better than a card or a letter from home, from someone that they know is thinking about them.
That's fantastic. And I know so many groups who do want to send notes. We will sit down and we'll just have the kids draw pictures, or as Sandra has often said, sometimes when the extra pictures come home from school and they've been on your fridge for a little bit of time, and instead of tucking them away or going through the recycling bin, I think it's wonderful to be able to just put a little note on the back and send it along, because they sure are appreciated. Yes. Let's make sure that everybody knows the website, Sue. It's OperationGratitude.com. Can't get any simpler than that. And you have revamped it just a bit here. So there's so much information, all kinds of information about the programs. What a lot of tremendous work. How long have you been involved? We've got about a minute before the break, Sue. How long have you been involved with Operation Gratitude?
I've been involved about 6 years. It was just one of the first things I did after my son was killed. And Carolyn started this out of her home shortly after the 9/11 attacks. And she's been going strong and getting bigger and better as the time has gone on.
Well, she sure is the impetus for it, but it takes a lot of fantastic people like you, Sue, to be making it all come together and come to fruition. Stay with us, Sue Pollard. We're going to have you continue with us after the break. We'd like to talk to you a little bit about being a Gold Star mother as well as a Blue Star mother. We'll be back with Sue Pollard on Military Mom Talk Radio after these messages.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd. And we'll be right back after these.
It's time to capture the simple piece of the Amish in your own life. Amish Wisdom with Suzanne Woods Fisher. Thursday afternoons at 5, 4 Central. Each week, Suzanne will have conversations with guests about living a life that incorporates principles of the Amish without going Amish. She'll cover the practical, simplicity, slowing down, reducing clutter, putting the brakes on materialism. The historical, how have the Amish survived for 400 years? How can we hold on to what we hold dear? And the spiritual, treasuring important values, honoring the past, and increasing peace of mind. You don't have to become Amish to make personal peace a reality. Amish Wisdom will help all of us live a simpler life. For more information, go to SuzanneWoodsFisher.com. With Amish Wisdom, Suzanne offers us a glimpse into a world of peace, serenity, and total commitment to family and God. This show just might change the way you live your life. It's Amish Wisdom with Suzanne Woods Fisher. Thursday afternoons at 5, 4 Central on TogiNet.com. Get ready to laugh along with This Little Parent Stayed Home with Allie Lopreet. Friday evenings at 6, 5 Central on TogiNet.com. This is a truly realistic, no-nonsense, tell-it-like-it-is method that will have you laughing and crying, surviving while struggling, and hammering away at the hardships as you travel through the greatest journey of your life. Get empowered by joining thousands of other parents who have also decided to take a leap of faith into a double career with longer hours and half the pay simply because of the love they have for their children. Together, we are rebuilding a new economy that will support us rather than enslave us. Never again will we have to choose between raising our children and earning to provide for them. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. For more on Allie and her success, check out her website, OurMilkMoney.com. So come get empowered with This Little Parent Stayed Home with Allie Lopreet. Friday afternoons at 6, 5 Central on TogiNet.com.
There ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com, covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sale at the BX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hey, Maz, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Robin Boyd, and we just visited with Sue Pollard. We talked about Operation Gratitude for those that want to get involved. There's lots of ways you can get involved. They need donations for postage. These little boxes, I think they're $5 or $6 to send overseas. They have an estimated product value in there of $75 to $100, so there's really great stuff in there. When I went down and packed last year, there was candy, there were books, there were magazines from home. There were just so many fun things in there. There were inspirational cards. There were drawings from kids. There were handwritten holiday cards. You know, somebody overseas that may or may not have any family. You know, a lot of our service members do come in from the foster care system. They come in from group homes, and they may not have a mom, a dad, or a brother or sister. And Operation Gratitude picks up the slack with a lot of these young men and women, ensuring that they have something sent to them during the holiday times. And I've had Marines in my home every year at Christmas time for our Toys for Tots drive, and they all rave about getting the OpGrat boxes. I mean, they just totally dig these things. They're just a lot of fun to get, and they really do boost troop morale.
Absolutely. What an amazing effort. Again, it's OperationGratitude.com, and be sure to tap into the website, see what you can do individually if you are involved with a church group, a youth group, a women's group, a men's group, anything that you want to be able to spread the word. I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're going to switch gears right now, and we're going to talk about another aspect of Sue Pollard today. She's an amazing Renaissance woman. She happens to be a Gold Star mom and a Blue Star mom. And Sue, I'd like you to explain to our audience who may or may not know what those identifications mean. What does it mean to be a Gold Star mom, and what does it mean to be a Blue Star mom?
I'll tell you, a Blue Star mom is a mom that her child or children have served or are now serving in our military. A Gold Star mom is a mom who has lost a child while serving in our military. They were killed by, it doesn't matter. They put on the uniform and they were killed. And so that makes us Gold Star mothers.
Gold Star mothers. Sue, this happened to you in 2003 is when you became a Gold Star mom. Is that correct?
Yes. My son Justin enlisted in the Army on September 11th of 2001, right after we saw those horrible pictures of New York being attacked. He decided then that he was going to leave college and enlist. And so he did. And then I didn't even have time to find out what a Blue Star mom was or what you do to support your children in the military when they've gone off. So I really didn't even start being active as a Blue Star mom until I became active as a Gold Star mom. And those things were just sheer coincidences. You know, after you've lost a child, you start meeting the same families that have lost children because everybody wants to honor you and them in one way or another. And so me and a couple of these moms who kept showing up to these same events, decided that we would have lunch once a month and talk about our children and our lives and what to do next. And it just kind of, we figured out the hard way that we were actually called Gold Star Mothers, and that there was a group of us, and that Washington, D.C. embraced us. And something you just don't know until you're involved in something like that, and you shouldn't know.
Well, I think it's good that we all do know, because I would hope that people would want to support you in your time of, whether it be your purposefulness in your in moving on. And I guess I want to find the proper way of saying this, politically correct or not. You do need to find something in your life that is going to realize purpose. And I think because you said you got involved with Operation Gratitude shortly after you lost your son, do you find that many of the other parents are too, looking for the right path for them in order to honor their sons and daughters?
Absolutely. We all have our own little groups that we are involved in, like I have Operation Gratitude. Another one of my moms raises funds for cooling vests to send to the military in the middle of summer when it's extremely hot. I have another mom who does blankets, where she sends to Walter Reed in Germany and hospitals that our military are at. We also try and raise funds for Fisher House, and Fisher House is where families can go to spend time while their child or husband or daughter or sister is either in rehab, or maybe they have to go to Walter Reed Fisher House to welcome their child home. Mm-hmm. We do a lot of fundraising events, and it's mainly for our military, because we want to make sure that all of our military are embraced and that they know that we appreciate everything that they are doing for us.
Your loss is just unimaginable. I think it's, when we think of Military Mom Talk Radio and all the moms listening today, that's the one thing, that just strikes fear in everyone's heart. And I want to thank you and your family and both your sons for their service. Betsy Beard was on the show for TAPS a couple of years ago, and she said something interesting. She says, you don't get over a loss like this. You get used to living with it. What advice do you have for moms that are currently walking in your path, or that may be walking in your path in the future? What can you tell them about, this managing or navigating this loss?
Well, this is our new normal. It's not your normal. It's not somebody else's normal. This is our new normal. Life does go on. Everything is just changed, and we either embrace the fact that we hopefully will see our child again one day, or we give up. And my philosophy is, I let God lead me every day. And I do find that people that have faith find it a little easier to get up and get going every day, because there is something out there for us to do. And that's all we can hope for, is that maybe we can benefit other people's lives. My son Cameron enlisted about 3 years after Justin was killed, and he did that because he wanted to finish the job that his brother couldn't do.
Wow, that was going to be my next question, Sue. Was your first son's death the impetus for your second son to enlist?
Yeah, but then he enlisted in the Navy, and me, the mom, is thinking, oh yeah, the Navy, big blue water, nothing can hurt you. But my son was picked for what they call riverines. And it's brown water Navy, and it's where they drive those pontoon type of boats in, like 2 feet of water. And so he did serve 2 tours in Iraq. It wasn't as, I don't even want to use the word violent as it was when Justin first went in, because Justin was one of the first ones in. But it was, it's still dangerous, as we all know.
Oh,
and,
sure.
He did it, and he came back, and, I just thank God every day that, he came back, and it just makes me want to embrace all our military all that more, because these kids, they do go over, and they do support us, and they are fighting for the greater good for us, and they need to know that we truly appreciate it.
Where can people find more information, Sue, about both organizations, which we should probably identify, too, that they are not connected in any way as organizations? Is that correct?
No, they're not. They're 2 separate organizations, but we basically do the same thing, except for the fact that Blue Star moms take care of Gold Star moms so greatly.
That's
and
great.
We all try to do things for our military as best we can.
Sure.
We try to embrace them as best we can.
Are there
so
websites that we can send people to?
Pardon
A website?
Both so easy, bluestarmothers.com, goldstarmothers.com.
That is wonderful.
Yeah,
Sue Pollard, it's been wonderful getting to know you. Again, we thank both of your sons for serving. We also appreciate you taking the time to just give us your story. That is just so important. And thank you so much for all you're doing with Operation Gratitude. It is absolutely such an important job for you to be doing, and we appreciate your time. Thanks so much, Sue.
Thank you for having me. God bless.
Coming up next, we've got Debbie Gregory, our good friend from Military Connection. We've got a lot to talk to Debbie about, so stay tuned right after this.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd. And we'll be right back after these.
Are you happy with your life? Satisfied with the direction you're taking? More importantly, are you content with the results you're seeing? Then Success Profiles Radio is the program for you. Join host Brian K. Wright as he talks to experts in many areas relating to life success, including expertise in leadership, business, relationships, careers, networking, health, overcoming adversity, and much more. Each week, we'll explore different aspects of success and how to apply them to your life. For more on Brian and the show, check out his website, briankwright.com. Each week is a dose of inspiration. So many people live their lives wanting more than they currently have. Success Profiles Radio is a show that will clearly demonstrate the principle, if I can do it, you can do it. So don't miss this opportunity to take control of your life and your results. Success Profiles Radio with Brian K. Wright, Mondays at 5 p.m. Central on the Rockstar Radio Network. Get ready for resources, tools, and support to help you build a successful business and live an awesome life. It's the Women's Business Success Show with your host, founder of the Association of Women Entrepreneurs, Tara McHugh. Thursdays at 11 a.m. Central here on the Rockstar Radio Network. Each show will feature a special guest interview. Tara will bring you highly successful entrepreneurs sharing their stories of success. You'll hear about the challenges they faced along their journey, together with the advice they have to help you achieve more. You'll also hear from various personal and business development experts, sharing tips, solutions, and strategies that you can easily implement into your business and life for amazing results. For more on Tara and her show, check out her website, aofwe.com. Then join us for the Women's Business Success Show with your host, the founder of the Association of Women Entrepreneurs, Tara McHugh. Thursdays at 11 a.m. Central here on the Rockstar Radio Network.
Put a boot in your ass, it's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com. Covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sale at the BX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hi, Military Moms. This is Sandra Beck, and I'm here today with Robin Boyd, and I want to thank Sue Pollard for coming on and not only updating us about Operation Gratitude, but sharing with us the service of both of her sons, the loss of her son, and the things that she used to cope with such an unimaginable loss. We thank you so much for coming on the show today. It takes a lot of guts to do that. Rob, you and I know, covering some of these topics are really difficult, and the people who come on and talk about what's tough to come on really should be honored as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Sue Pollard, and thanks to her family.
Absolutely. We're going to talk to Debbie Gregory now. Debbie Gregory is the owner of MilitaryConnection.com. She's also the brains behind VAMBOA, which we've talked about a little bit in the past. But she is going to talk about something really cool that she did this Friday night. I guess it's Hollywood Week.
I guess so.
It just seemed to go in strains. Okay, Debbie, tell us what you did on Friday night. Do we have Debbie?
For CSI New York with Gary Sinise and the Lieutenant Dan Band.
How cool is that? Oh, my gosh.
Every year, Gary has this big party with all kinds of food and great people, and they have a live stage, and he flies in the band, and they perform. It's just a wonderful, wonderful evening.
I don't know
how
that
the evening for.
Pardon me?
What is the evening for? This is at CBS
to kind
in
of
Los Angeles,
celebrate
right?
their mid-season that they've filmed. They've gotten to mid-season and filmed all the shows. They're halfway through the season, and they have this party every year.
Oh, how fun!
And it's right on the CBS set in Studio City, California, where CSI New York is filmed.
I don't know how that man gets around the way he does.
I think there's 5 of them, actually.
Yeah, I think so. He does so many benefits.
Amazing. He's a wonderful musician. He's definitely the happiest, I think, when he's playing music. You can see him grinning from ear to ear. And if anybody hasn't heard the Lieutenant Dan Band, my God, they are extraordinary is an understatement. They can do every type of music. The singers, they're just wonderful. They're some of the top musicians I've ever seen or heard. Are we still connected?
Yeah, I can hear you. You know what? If you follow our Facebook page very often, because I do pull over things from Gary's Facebook whenever they're doing some events and whatnot. They'll be in New Jersey one day, and then all of a sudden they're in Texas, and then all of a sudden they're back in California. They have a tremendous, and all of the benefits that he does are just outstanding. What a guy! So glad you got a chance to do that, Debbie.
Right, he's become a friend. We support his foundation. You can find all of their concerts on our website, and in our newsletter there's a link. Also, you're right, what you say, Gary is all over the place. And keep in mind, this is somebody that during the week is shooting so many hours, this hit TV show. And then on the weekend, he's flying across the country to do concerts. whether it's at a base or trying to generate funding for maybe a wounded warrior, just wonderful causes. He never stops. There was a wonderful profile. If you didn't, see it, you should go on the internet and find 60 Minutes did on Gary Sinise. And they called him what I've been calling him for a long time, the Bob Hope of our generation.
Yeah, I think you're right. Absolutely. I think we should have him on Military Mom Talk Radio.
Well, I'll extend an invitation.
Thank you.
He would probably, it's a matter of, the time and when it is and during the filming and that, but maybe you can tape it or something.
Oh, absolutely. Let's get talking about the Vet Service Center.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, if anybody doesn't know, it's Sandra and I finally got to meet in person a week ago Sunday.
That's so exciting.
And it was wonderful. I invited her to be our guest. I serve on the board of the Gold Coast Veterans Foundation. And we had a reception on Sunday a week ago, and then Monday was a golf tournament. And the reception was here in Southern California. It was to raise funds for our foundation. And what our major fundraising effort is to open up a one-stop veteran service center in Ventura County to serve the needs of all the veterans. They can go to one place and everything is there. And we're opening up before the end of the year in a building that the California Community Foundation purchased. It's 55,000 square feet. It's a brand new building. United Way will be in there. 211 Interface will be in there. The veterans will be able to sign up for benefits, meet with nonprofits, address all types of needs without having to run to 10 different places to do so. And, having grown up the daughter of a disabled veteran, and I kind of really understand what it's like to be able to take care of everything in one place. To me, it's a gift, and I can't thank or my colleagues on the board of Gold Coast Veterans. They embraced this goal, and we've been successful. We thought this was going to be a couple years out, and we're opening it up before the end of the year, so I am so excited about that.
That's wonderful. Now, how long is this? Have you been brewing this for a bit, or is this something that's brand new, hot off the press kind of thing?
Well, yes and no. Okay, the Gold Coast Veterans Foundation has been around for about 7 years. Former Veterans Secretary of Veteran Affairs Roger Brannigan, General Brannigan, was one of the people to motivate the founders, Ron and Lisa Greenwood, who, by the way, they're wonderful people. They're lawyers in recovery that don't want to be lawyers. And he is a service-disabled veteran that started a business, and he really takes responsibility for all his fellow veterans wanting to help them. And they started the foundation, and they've been doing marvelous things. It isn't just the Veteran Service Center. We fund an organization. We provide funding for that does equestrian therapy for veterans, very much like the Horse Whisperer it's modeled after.
Oh, wow.
We fund the Veterans Service Center at Cal State Channel Islands. We provide some funding toward the Veterans Home. Just helping a lot of different organizations. And I'm one of the newer members of the board. I haven't even been on the board 2 years. But to their credit, I told them about this dream of mine to open up a Veteran Service Center with everything under one roof. I took them to one that was open at Los Alamitos Joint Forces Base that was the brainchild of visionary General James Combs, who was the commanding general, who's since retired. And my board members went with me. They saw it. They liked it. And they have put so many efforts forth. And it's just one of those things where everything came together the way it's supposed to.
That's because you were involved. I know that. I've watched you in action. You can, put oil and water together, and just make this magnificent cocktail.
Well, I can't take credit, and that's what it is. It's a team effort. It's a collaboration. I find I work with so many different groups and organizations, and I find the real deal and the people that are really getting things done are people that are willing to collaborate. Even with Military Connection, I have very cordial relationships with our competitors. Life's too short to not work together, especially at the end of the day if we're serving the needs of those who serve, our veterans, our military, our families. And I get to meet such wonderful people along the way. In fact, on Friday night, I just wanted to give a shout-out for one of my favorite TAPS widows. She had Gold Star moms and Blue Star moms. There's also Gold Star wives and Blue Star wives, which are, widows, and TAPS, Tragedy Assistance for Survivors. And one of the widows, her name is Selena Jimenez, and she lost her husband and started running marathons. And it was a way that helps her cope with it. She's just an amazing woman. Anyway, Jimenez ran for TAPS in China, and she's on her way to Guadalajara, Mexico, to run a marathon. And this is a really emotional marathon. She sent me an email last night because her husband, who she lost, or who we all lost, serving in the War on Terror, he was born in Guadalajara, Mexico. So she's really running for him, and this is a way that she connects and deals with her grief. And it amazes me, that this woman can run 26 miles. She's something else, but it was great. She came to the concert, and we had dinner together, and one of my clients was there, and friends, and then we all went to the concert. It was just a lot of fun.
Wow, that's fantastic. Debbie, is there a website for the either the VOW that we could direct people to, the higher or the Veterans Center?
Well, if they want to contribute or use a Gold Coast Veterans Foundation.org is the website for the Veteran Service Center.
Okay, great. I didn't, because I know that we were talking about its purpose, but I didn't know if we actually had said an actual website. So that's wonderful. And of course, we want to make sure that everyone goes to militaryconnection.com, because if there's ever a question on anything military, that's the place.
Right. And I wanted to tell you something new we have at Military Connection that we're very proud of.
We have Debbie, because we've just got a minute. So very quick.
We have a student intern that's a veteran.
Oh.
And he is writing about, the transition from the rigid life of being in the military to academia.
Wow.
And so we have some good articles on the site.
Oh, good. We'll make sure that everybody goes there. Debbie, thanks so much. It was awesome hearing from you again.
Okay, I will talk to you soon then, and thank you for everything. It was wonderful to meet you, Sandra.
Oh, you too. I had a ball. We got to get together again.
I would love that.
Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us on Military Mom Talk Radio. Be sure to come next week, because we'll have Jody Brema, Marcella Stretch, and Autumn Arnold is back again. A great show you won't want to miss. Bye, everyone.